Hello everyone! I'm Anna Stunkel, the Watershed Education Intern at the Watershed Institute. At the moment though, I'm actually out in the mountain forests of New Hampshire. And today we're going to learn about how to build mountain fairy homes. So before we get started, I just want to show you guys a little bit about where we are. This is a really beautiful little stream location here. You can hear the sound of the water running over the rocks. It's a very mossy area, a lot of ferns growing. So this is a really perfect place for mountain fairies to live because they really like a lot of moss and lichens and things like that. Just a little while ago, I had some barred owls calling. I'm hoping they might get started again so that we can hear them because owls are certainly fairy friends. So here, just even on this log here, you can see we have a lot of moss. A lot of different lichens and things here. We'll take a look at our stream too. So mountain fairies really like to build their homes near streams. They like cool, fast-flowing water. So I thought this would be a perfect spot. You can see the moss has all kinds of different beautiful shades of green here. It might not be loud enough that it showed up on the video, but a ruffed grouse was just making a drumming sound just now. We have a lot of them here. It's very cool. So they beat their wings really fast. They sit on a log, and it makes this sound. I think it sounds almost like the heartbeat of the earth. It's really amazing. So I'll show you guys also, we have some really beautiful ferns down here. All kinds of different ferns grow in these forests, and fairies really like to have ferns on their homes. A few hemlock trees. These are just little baby hemlock trees, and they have some cones here. Focus on the cones. So, here is our fairy house that I just built. You can see I used a nice variety of different materials here. Woodland mountain fairies really like colorful houses with a lot of vibrant greens. You may be able to find a lot of these different things in your yard. Maybe not quite the same exact kinds of things, but at least similar ones. Up at the top here, I put a few different types of lichens. This one is called Old Man's Beard Lichen. It looks kind of like a beard, don't you think? And then I have another lichen here, a different kind of Old Man's Beard Lichen, I believe. And then we have another kind of little bouquet of lichens here. I also included a few different cones. These are spruce cones. Somewhere we have some hemlock cones. My little doorknob here on the door, that's a hemlock cone. It's a little bit smaller than the spruce cones. So you might have something like pine cones in your yard, or maybe acorns or something like that that you could use for this type of house. Also, Kind of where that little cone is in the middle of it. You can see I put a club moss here at the top of the house. Oh, we've got a black fly in the middle of the screen. Yeah, so club moss is kind of a branching moss. It's a little bit different than this moss that you see growing on the log here. It branches out and it has this nice little part at the top here. So this is called a staghorn club moss. And it grows all over the forest floor up here in New Hampshire. It's pretty common. You'll notice another thing that I did is I stuffed some moss kind of among the sticks here. Fairies really like to have moss on their homes because it helps to keep their house nice and warm. The winters here in the mountains can get very cold, so they want really good insulation. I also put some decorations on our sticks here. So these are striped maple leaves. They're very soft, pretty large leaves. And I also put some hobblebush leaves here. Very pretty. These are brand new leaves. Of course, when I pick things for my fairy house, I don't pick very many of them, and I only pick things that I know are very common, that are scattered all over the woods here. I would never pick something rare. Have a chickadee in the background calling. I also put a few ferns here to decorate our home. And right in the middle, I put a wood sorrel plant. So it kind of looks like a clover, doesn't it? So mountain fairies really think that wood sorrel is good luck. So they really like decorating their houses with that. And I also put a little sprig of a hemlock branch on here. Tried to use branches that have a lot of lichens on them because fairies really like lichens. You can see there's all kinds of beautiful colors here. Kind of a sky blue, light blue, very light green here. And these ferns were just starting to unfurl, but again, there are plenty of ferns all over the forest, so I picked some really common species. And then my lovely door is made out of birch bark. Mountain fairies really like birch bark. It's very sturdy kind of bark. And that's my home. So, even if you can't find exactly these materials in your backyard, you can use something similar. You can use other types of bark. And you might get some mountain fairies flying in. Notice all the beautiful colors of green here. We want it to be nicely decorated. Sometimes fairies will take these cones and dip them in sap because it smells nice. They like the smell of sap. And again, they really like to build their homes, have their homes close to clean, fresh water. That's very important to them. And it's very important to the fairy friends as well. Fairies out here have all kinds of friends. The owls that I was hearing earlier. There are a lot of different kinds of birds that live out here with them. Just take one more look around. Enjoy the beautiful forest. It's also nice to step outside and look up every day to See the beautiful trees and the sky. Or even just look out your window. Nature is everywhere. I hope you guys enjoyed this video.